Maybe. I don't what we got on, the last, like, 4 or 5 viewers on the last
Yeah,
one, I
something
think?
like that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's
we're
big time.
I mean, we are kinda like, we are kind of famous. We're TikTok influencers now.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Does my stream looks bad. God.
Oh, I don't know, it looks okay on my side. But,
But
we don't
on YouTube? Oh, there, now it
oh,
cleared
I
up.
don't know.
Okay.
Um, we don't have Q&As today. Nobody's really asked us anything. But there's been a
Shockingly,
l
I
like,
mean,
I know, but there's been a lot that's happened over the last several days. And, of course, we have to talk about it. We've been talking about AI a ton just because there's been a lot of AI related
yep.
trending conversations. And I think they're important to have so we can talk about them today. And, um,
Yeah,
just
we did one I think it was a I now I'm losing track of our production because we just
podcasts versus
output
lives.
so much stuff. Was it a
We did a
podcast or a
podcast
live?
about Reese Witherspoon.
Reese
Yeah. So,
Witherspoon, right?
mhm.
And her
So,
thing where she said no one paid her, but
mhm.
like you said in the podcast, she does have a partnership with Purdue University, right, on an AI
Right.
class, so there was
Yeah,
something
her
coming.
company does.
And then you just sent me something. I don't follow this influencer, so you saw this.
Yes. So Mel
So,
Robbins, everybody is I think Mike, most of the people are gonna know who Mel Robbins is.
yeah.
She is one of that's kind of joined many women as of the last couple of weeks who are talking to other women about using AI. And so she did a video that she is getting dragged all over the internet for that she held out this like piece of paper that had a Harvard logo and she was like Harvard did this study and like women are underutilizing AI and join me now. She unlike Reese Witherspoon and like Sandra Bullock and other folks that have come out in support of AI all of a sudden in the last couple of weeks, she actually disclosed that she has a partnership with Microsoft Copilot, right? So
Mm.
I don't know that she does she get props for that? Probably she shouldn't, right? But, she at least disclosed that that is a paid partnership, right? But this is what got me, Mike. Like, she posted this video, and I don't know if we have a video or we can play it, but she posted a video promoting her partnership, and then she said, "Let me help you learn how to use AI," right? And the prompt that she offers to people, I can read it like in entirety. It's a bit long.
Oh my gosh.
She said, copy and paste or upload a screenshot of this prompt to take control of your money. Because she's again, partnership with Microsoft Copilot. I feel overwhelmed, behind, or ashamed about my money, and I want help understanding what's going on without judgment. Go slowly and guide me one step at a time. Don't give me everything at once. After each step, stop and wait for my responses before continuing. I'll share documents like bank statements, debt statements, bills, and income info. When you ask, if I'm not sure what to upload, start by telling me the three most helpful documents to share first. Ask one questions at a time until you have what you need and tell me clearly if anything important is missing. Then explain what's happening in plain language, show me where my money is going and sort my spending into what I have to pay, what changes month to month, and what I'm choosing to spend. Help me figure out whether my biggest issue is earning, spending, debt, or not having a clear plan. Point out what I may not be seeing or maybe avoiding, and what would help me feel more in control right now. If I have debt, help me understand realistic options based on my balances, interest rates, minimums, and what I can actually afford. Don't assume I have extra money. If the main issue is income, help me identify realistic ways to earn more based on my skills, time, and situation. And by turning this into 5 clear steps I can follow. Keep it simple, practical, and non-judgmental. Mike, I read this and I was absolutely horrified. And so were so many other people with much bigger platforms who have not stopped talking about this since it's been posted.
I
Bank
mean,
statements, income statements. That
So it's a
statement
weird thing
bills.
that Reese Witherspoon's pitch too was talking about women and AI, and now Mel
Mhm.
Robbins does this same thing. Like,
Yeah,
there's obviously a push, right? Now Mel Robbins announced a partnership with her hashtag on this post is Copilot. So she's with
Copilot. Yeah,
Microsoft, right? Copilot. Then nobody wants. I haven't heard a single person say they like Copilot. You know who uses Copilot? If you work at a company that uses Microsoft and you're stuck.
right.
And there's those companies still around, believe it or not. I was just working for one. I just finished a
Yeah.
contract with somebody who was a Microsoft company. And they're like,
Well,
"Oh, we're on
and
Microsoft." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta
I didn't even
remember
know
how to
what a
use those
Copilot
things."
was. I didn't
Ugh.
know what it was. I have never heard of it until she brought it up transparently. Of all the tools, all the AI tools I have tried, I have learned about, I have used, Copilot was nowhere on my list. I didn't even know what it was until she pointed it out. But the insanity of pushing people to upload their entire financial lives into an AI tool. And by the way, like, ChatGPT just changed their terms and conditions, right? And one of them is that if you are using a free version of ChatGPT, there is no way to opt out of training ChatGPT in their AI model. So whatever you do in it in a free version is used to train the tool, right? On the paid versions, you can opt out of that. So we know that these tools scrape everything, know everything, look for everything, that they store information, that they have sold that information. There have been lawsuits about this, right? Like they've sold that information. Meta and YouTube just had a lawsuit about their algorithms and their practices and how they use their AI to push content and all of that stuff. So like we already know that we're not safe from these tools. And now you're asking me to give it my bank statement and my income statement, which by the way, an income statement is what? Your pay stub. So you're letting AI know where you work, what your social security number is, what the address where you work is, what you're literally giving it all the information. And oh, by the way, these are the same algorithms that now actively control price changes on Amazon, on
Right.
Google Shopping, on most of these larger platforms, right? So great, give it your financial information so when you go to Amazon it knows it can charge you $20 for something that's 15. I just don't understand this. Like,
I've seen some businesses that have given, like, Claude Code and stuff, API connections to everything in their business, and I've seen some
yeah,
stories of, like, charges, like, that AI is doing when it's like, "Oh, I
right.
needed this tool. I
Yeah,
needed this thing." There's an AI that was signing itself up for, guru courses. 'Cause, like, it had instructions to, like, write like a CEO would write, something like that is the
right, right.
story here, and then it started signing up for guru courses to learn how to write like a CEO
That is
better,
absolute
and it
insanity.
and it was charging because the the business owner gave it access to the accounts,
Yeah, that's
you know?
crazy.
I I think it's nuts, and I'm watching this video, so we'll play it here in a minute or so, but I'm watching her too, and you know what I notice, because I make a lot of videos, so maybe people don't catch this, but you can, like, I watch people's eyes in videos because I wanna see
Mm,
who's doing it, who's using a teleprompter.
right.
So I always watch people's eyes when they're doing a video,
Yeah, yeah,
and you can
that
see
makes
when they're
sense.
reading something, so you can watch her and she keeps looking at something. You ever watch this? You can see this sometimes on Saturday Night Live too. They'll look off because they had to look at a cue
Right,
card. If you're paying
right,
attention, you'll see, um, especially the guest host who's not used to working in that
right.
stuff. So you'll see
Yeah,
them
yeah,
looking off a cue card. So that's another thing too, where you're like, okay, well, it's scripted. Do you really believe this then? Like,
right.
yeah, I don't
No,
know.
I mean,
And I
she
don't have
was
a
at the
problem
top of
with,
the
like,
year. She was selling protein
scripting.
shots,
Sure.
so I don't know.
I
It's
know, right? Look, like, I this is the evolution of an influencer like her though, right? Like, she
right,
had a platform where she was making sense to a lot of people, so she had a following group. that grew,
Right.
but then you get that following and they're like, well, what am I going to do with this?
Right.
How do I monetize this?
And
So
she has
then they
been
start grifting.
yes, I mean, she has been under a microscope for some time now because, the her latest book, the Led Them Theory, she straight up plagiarized that from another person who who essentially wrote this theory in poem form, right? So she kind of took that from, I mean, there's some of the verbiage is exactly the same, which is insane. So she's been called out for that. She's been called out, for a lot of things and how out of scope she is because she talks about a lot of like therapy related stuff and she's a lawyer, right? Like she is not
Mhm.
in the psychology field at all. It's this is another interesting one and similar to what we had talked about on when we talked about the influencers like Gary Vee and Grant Cardone, where she's kind of come up in that, some of her early stuff has been good and now she's just straight up plagiarizing stuff. Like it's been the Let Them Theory, and then she did this whole like admin day, like where she was promoting this concept of like have an admin day where you take one day a week or one day every 2 weeks or whatever, and you sit down and you just do admin tasks. You pay your bills, you schedule your doctor's appointments, you do all, schedule a oil change for your car, which was something that another creator before her had been promoting for a long time, that it was like the admin night, like take one night a week, to do that. And so it was weird. Like she's been under a microscope a lot lately. So this partnership with Microsoft, what did she think was going to be the response of people? It's like she seemingly doesn't care that it's all been negative and she's getting dragged everywhere for it, right?
Yeah.
Like people in her
She got
comments
paid.
are like, and I mean, and it's one thing to promote AI, but it's a whole different thing to tell it to take a prompt and tell it, I will give you all of my financials. Right? It was like bank statements, credit card statements, income statements. Ask me anything you want. Tell me what documents you want me to upload. It's
Yeah.
so predatory, Mike. Like, again, we go back to ethics of this, right? And ethics of marketing AI. Like, where does your like ethical compass come into play? I guess it doesn't, you know. She must have been paid really
Well,
well for
most
this
of the
partnership.
chillers too, like the grifters and stuff on AI don't use the stuff. So they
Yeah.
too, like I would give Mel Robbins the benefit of the doubt on this, that she has only ever seen gurus and others talking how positive it is.
Right.
And because she doesn't use it herself, probably, or very minimally,
Probably.
maybe, you know. Um, but the more time you spend with it, the more you find out you're like, oh, this thing is awful.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like it's okay, but like it's not like they've told us.
Right.
It is an okay tool. But they're like, oh, you can fire everybody. I'm like, no, you can't.
No, you can't. I
Ugh.
to encourage people
And
to upload
so
their
Microsoft came
financials.
to her and they're like, hey, here's a bag of money.
Right.
I would have a
Yeah.
hard time turning it down a bag of money. You know, I know it's easy for all of us to say, like, she
Yeah.
did, like, I don't know, I got
Yeah.
bills to pay, and it's feast or famine in our business, like with what we do, and we're in a famine. So
Right.
I'll take a bag of money. You want me to
Yeah.
show your AI product? Let me know. I don't care. For the last 2 years, I was one of the earliest people saying like, be careful with this stuff. You know,
Right.
now more and more are. Now it's becoming cool to call it out. I
Yeah.
just saw another like CMO type person. I saw a LinkedIn post from this guy today saying like, hey, you know what the new cool thing is going to be is telling everyone your content is human.
Right.
I'm like, oh, where have I heard that?
Yeah.
And you're
You're like,
connected
I've
to
only
me.
been saying that for a year and a half.
Yeah. You're connected to me, so I know you've seen that stuff. I've done
Right.
countless videos on that, and now here you are. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you're much bigger than I am out there, so you saying it now will now mean a thing. So I'm very small and unknown, so it doesn't matter what I've been saying, but
Yeah.
I'll take a bag of money. Anyway, any of you guys, Microsoft Copilot, you go up there, you want us to talk about the greatness of your product? We're here.
Right. We'll I mean, I just don't understand. I guess like I just really don't understand. There's such a high push now with these celebrity endorsements and influencer endorsements for AI. And to me, it's just a sign of AI not doing well. None of these companies are making money. So it's just
Yeah.
it's like, there's a lot of people that are like, well, now the states are passing like no data centers allowed in our state, laws, and especially like in states that there's a lot of open land. And so I really find this interesting that like all of a sudden we're experiencing this huge push by women. And I think the part that makes me so angry is that it's by women geared at women in such a
Right.
patronizing way. Like Reese Witherspoon's like, I talk to my book club, like, girl, you don't live in a reality that we live in. Neither does Mel Robbins, neither does Sandra Bullock or Gary Vee or any of them. We use it as a tool minimally when we have to. And we've talked about on our podcast, at least, about ethical considerations. We've talked about, you've said for almost 2 years now that there's been an undisclosed paid campaign, and I think we're starting to see the disclosure come out now.
Yeah. People
I'm
starting to
just
figure it
like,
out.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of this, Mike.
No, I don't like any of this stuff. And, um, it's driven by venture capital, right? They always have.
Yeah. Oh, oh, I think we've dropped Mike for a second. I hope he comes back. Let's see. We'll give him a minute. I don't even know if anybody is watching. I don't know how to tell if anybody is watching. There's been no comments. We'll give Mike a minute to come back. I don't know. I guess I could keep this live going. Although I'm not really sure, what to say besides what I've already said. This AI push is insanity. There you are.
Well, I'm back. God.
I was like, yeah. I was
me
like, I don't
ask.
know. I guess I could keep this going by myself, but you
Yeah, I
dropped.
mean, you're running it. Xfinity, thank you again. Xfinity 5G, the one that those two from Scrubs sing about constantly. We got that. Thank you, Xfinity. We cannot thank you enough for my slow internet speed. Hey, Xfinity, do you want me to do an ad for you?
Right. It's
Let me do
it's
an ad.
hysterical. I mean, I've had Xfinity and switched it to Verizon because I've had so many issues. Like my internet would go out for like 2-3 hours at a time. I'm like, I have to work. 3 hours in our lives is a long time, you know?
Oh
So,
my gosh.
I don't know.
Or is it
But
Xfinity? No, I have T-Mobile. Sorry,
oh, you
Xfinity.
T-Mobile.
No one's watching. You're lucky. It's
Oh, I'm not
T-Mobile.
sorry. I'm
I
not
have
sorry about
T-Mobile.
Xfinity. I have plenty of complaints about
That's the
them.
one that those two guys from Scrubs do the commercials for
Yes.
constantly. It is T-Mobile. Sorry, Xfinity. I'm sure you're great. T-Mobile. Thank you so much for my awesome internet. That's telling me
Oh my
now on
gosh.
my screen, your internet connection is unstable. Why?
Yeah.
Why is it unstable? Ugh,
Right.
I hate all of them. I hate all the internet companies too. Everybody sucks. But again, we were on AI and how much that sucks too.
That sucks too. Yeah.
I just think again, like they're not ethical. We know they're not. We know Sam Altman is a legit Bond villain, right? Like I've said this for
Right.
a long time too.
Yeah, he
There's more
absolutely is.
coming
Oh
out
gosh.
about him now too, and what he got fired. Remember when he got fired suddenly as CEO, and then they had to bring him back? Like the
Yeah. Oh,
accusations that in the
he got
company and
fired
things.
because somebody got murdered, but they said it was suicide. Like I come across these, reels or videos on YouTube about this, something about Sam Altman and how like this person that was like their engineer or developer, I don't know, I'm gonna probably misspeak on this, apparently committed suicide, and that's at the time Sam Altman, that's when he got fired. But I don't know, they are Bond villains, all
It's
of
other
them.
things. I don't know about that story, and I won't talk about them because they're allegations, but
Right.
I don't know, stuff's coming out in court now because he and Elon Musk are fighting in court right
Yeah.
now. And you hear stuff and
Well,
you're like,
Elon Musk,
"Man, the guy's he's a
Grok.
legit Bond villain."
Yeah. Oh, he is a legit Bond villain. But he's
Yeah.
always, and it's interesting because I don't I feel, again, I will die on this hill. There are no ethical billionaires. That is not a thing. And the thing that I think upsets me the most about Elon and his AI, Grok, right, which is on Twitter and whatnot, is if you have all these programs and you know what they know, and you will still allow them to generate adult explicit materials, like, and especially involving children, I think you are just special kind of psychopathic. Like, I think that every single one of the people that own these AI companies that allow for inappropriate materials of people to be generated, whether it be in photo form or video form, I think every single one of them needs to be held accountable. That is my take. I will, I listen, if you have a way to monitor everything and to know everything, you have a way to turn off certain features from these tools. That is just my take on it. We've lost Mike again. And he's back.
And he's back again.
You are back. I'm just, I'm just gonna keep going when you drop off.
Rage.
I was just saying any one of these tools that allows adult materials to be generated with it, especially involving children, every single person behind it needs to be held accountable. There's no way that that feature
Oh,
cannot
yeah.
be turned off. If they can
Yeah.
do everything else, they can turn that
Well,
off too. Like,
what's gonna suck though is how they're gonna solve it. You know what's coming. They're gonna want
yeah,
IDs. We all have to have an ID to be on the internet. And they're gonna say
yeah,
it's to save the kids, and it
yeah.
sucks. And I don't
Well,
want to do
it's
that
the
either,
same,
right? That's why
you know,
they're watching our cars now, right? They're gonna
right.
shut our cars down,
Yeah.
and it's to save the kids.
Yeah. It's always
Always
to
gonna
save
be
the
about the kids.
it's always to save the kids, and yet we just keep hearing stories of people in very high positions of leadership, whether it be in politics, in other, in education, in corporate, in religious institution. We just keep hearing more and more people come out and, for various trafficking charges and abuse charges of children and possession of materials that they shouldn't have, and but it's all for the children. We just, all these safety things are for the kids. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I don't think it's for
That's
the,
always the excuse. We
that's always the
love more
excuse.
and
It's
more freedom.
insanity. It's absolute insanity, to be honest.
There's
Like,
government
I just
surveillance of us.
I think it's
And
a
for people who are
bunch
like,
of
"Oh, that's a
bullshit.
conspiracy theory," like, is it now? Like, I don't know.
Mm,
Look what they're doing with cars now, right? That story's
right.
out more and more. I have not seen anyone refute this, that
No,
it was
and,
part of a law, an obscure law passed several years ago, and now has
right.
2027 is when it kicks in.
And
So
I
no
sent
one
you a
recognized it
link
at the
this
time.
morning. I sent you a link this morning. I don't know if you saw the video where there's a couple of folks that have gone and confirmed that Ford Motors, has filed a patent
Yeah.
for these surveillance
Mhm.
tools in our vehicles so that they can shut off your vehicle. They can, and somebody brought this up, Mike, that we didn't bring up in our last conversation about the cars and AI, right? This whole concept of requiring every car 2027 or newer to have these cameras that detect your eye movement, that detect whether you're fatigued or not, and whatever. Somebody brought up that it's going to look at like it's going to try to detect whether like you're angry or exhausted or whether or not you should be behind a wheel. And somebody said, well, what about like people that are fleeing dangerous situations, right?
Yeah.
What if you are on an emotional heightened state and you're going to act in that way when you sit behind the wheel, when you're trying to escape somebody that is potentially like that is harming you or can potentially harm you? Is your vehicle going to be able to actually start and go? If it's, and how do you bypass some of those features? Because again, it's like if the point of them is safety, then why, what happens when these AI tools malfunction? I mean, it's absolute craziness. And we've lost Mike again. So I'm just going to keep going. It's interesting too because there's the Flock AI surveillance stuff, which is like all the cameras that are in most big cities, that are kind of everywhere. There was a story that came out of a woman who was misidentified from a completely different state. And she was arrested and detained and was served 5 or 6 months before she could be cleared that she could not have committed a financial, like some form of financial crime or financial theft in a state that she wasn't even physically in. But because they were scanning all the cameras and were scanning faces, somehow it matched up to her face. And she was literally accused and put in like jail and convicted of a crime she had nothing to do with. So these, I mean, these AI tools and like the whole facial recognition situation is absolutely terrifying. Like, I don't know how I feel about any of it, to be honest. But well, I do know how I feel about it. It all sucks. It's it's actually really freaking terrifying. Um, but yeah. I don't there's just been a lot of I don't know, there's been a lot of AI craziness. I'm over here talking to myself, Mike. I was talking about that
I
Flock
know.
story where the lady spent like 6 months in prison for no reason at all besides that AI misidentified her. I think we're just
Oh
playing
yeah.
with fire. It's absolute craziness. It's just
I think,
and
by
I
the
don't
way,
know how
I
we
was complaining
stop it.
about T-Mobile.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is. I think it might be Riverside might be my problem here. Because I just
Oh,
ran an internet speed test and it says I'm fine.
yeah, maybe it is
51
Riverside.
megabits download, 2 and
Strange.
a 16.8 upload. Says I'm very fast connection. Latency 25. I should be
Well,
okay. So I'm wondering if this is
maybe it is a
Riverside
Riverside
because I don't
issue
have
on
any
your side.
trouble
Do you
like
use the Are you in the browser or are you in the app or the desktop thingy, whatever it's called?
browser.
Yeah, same. That's what I
So
usually
I
use.
don't
I
know.
use
We'll
the
see.
browser.
There you go,
I don't know.
Riverside.
Let's
I'm
see
gonna
how
test another. I will test another tool too to see if that's the issue. We pay
I will,
Riverside. I upgraded even.
yeah. Let's see how long you stay on this time. But yeah, Mike,
Ugh.
it's just I was like, I don't even know what to say about these tools, but no, I have a lot to say and none of it is good. And I'm just sick and tired of how patronizing all these so-called influencers, personalities, brands have become towards like, oh, like, do you girls need to learn how to use AI? Here, do it this way. Upload all your financial information. Like, how
I
stupid
know.
do they all think we are? Like, just
I don't.
I
Yeah, I know.
I
I don't
really
know.
am
Like
just, like,
it's like
bored about
so.
it.
So what are the next thing? It's like this Chat GPT pink. They're
Right.
gonna start selling everything in pink and
Yeah.
juicy.
Yeah,
Here's
exactly. Like,
it's juicy Chat GPT. It's juicy Claude. This one's for the ladies. Like I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like I guess
I mean, I don't get
a lot of
it.
money in
I
the
don't
audience.
but I think it's because women maybe, and I don't know this for a fact, we can probably I don't know, we can Google this, but I would assume this feels like there is some user testing has come out, some data has come out to tell these companies that women are anti-AI, that we are not the primary users of AI, right? And so now it seems like there is a push to get women to adopt these tools. Because there's a lot of people who are very vocally anti-AI for very ethical reasons, right? And environmental and so on. For us in marketing, it's been like a necessary evil. Like I have to learn it or I'm just going to fall behind in my skill set. It's like any other tool I've ever had to learn: Shopify, Klaviyo, Mailchimp, all of them, Salesforce. Um, but it feels like that may be an issue. Are you looking it up, Mike? What are you
I'm looking
finding?
up complaints about Riverside and live
Oh,
streaming, and
of
yes,
course you are.
there are many. There are many complaints about Riverside's live streaming.
Oh my gosh.
So
Well,
T-Mobile, maybe I have to apologize.
maybe.
I'm not above being wrong, you know. I am a recently diagnosed ADHD, so that has been my
Yeah,
entire life story of my mouth gets ahead of my brain. So
that's all right.
um,
I'm used to
there we
it.
go. But whatever. I don't know. T-Mobile, you still suck anyway.
Yeah, a little bit.
All of you guys suck. Cell phone
Oh, they all have
companies.
their issues. But yeah, I think
We're
I don't know,
marketing
my
too, right? Like, hey, you guys want to hire us? Nobody's watching this.
right.
But
Nobody's gonna no, they're not
um,
gonna see this. Although our luck
I
would
know.
be that when we
This
talk
is the
shit
one.
about someone,
Yeah.
this is the one that
Yeah.
people notice, and then we get like a cease and desist or something.
Yeah, this will be the one.
Um,
Oh man, if I get a cease and desist, we're going on, we're broadcasting that too.
I would love that.
I got one I got one. It's been a while since I had a cease and desist, but I got one when I was Midwest TV guys. Um, for it was from the Chicago Broadcast Hall of Fame, actually. And it was
Nice.
for a clip I used from the internet, which I guess was one of theirs. And you're like, how's this yours? You know,
Yeah.
like this is a TV show like that I don't think you own the rights to. You
Mm,
posted this video, but it's not your video. You didn't produce this thing, you know.
yeah.
So it was fun. It's been a very long time, but I've had cease and desist before too. But
It's interesting. I don't yeah. I don't know. I'm I don't even know what I am about all of this stuff. Like it's none of these tools are great. They're all bad for the environment, but we're all
yeah,
contributing to it because it's like I said, it's like a necessary evil. It's just at what point are we going to have to start putting guardrails on the companies themselves, and like what they can do and how they can advertise. Like to tell for Mel Robbins to tell people that you should upload all your financial information to an AI tool is incredibly irresponsible.
right,
It's because these are not, and people have said like, oh, well, you do it with Credit Karma or you do it with budgeting, other budgeting tools. Those are platforms that you specifically log in and that information stays within that platform
right.
usually.
And they're
If your accounts are connected, they're connected like I mean, your credit reports are a matter of public record essentially, right? If you know your social, like anybody can pull that. So with Credit Karma, that's that. And Intuit, like which, TurboTax owns Credit Karma now. And so but they all have very strict privacy policies because they operate within the financial terms, the same terms and conditions that the financial institutions use, right? So they have to protect, they have security things in place to not have breaches of your account. But you're giving an AI tool, you're uploading bank statements, you're like
right.
it's just so incredibly
That all
irresponsible,
of the employees
you
of that
know?
company have access to now, right? And they have
Right.
no fiduciary responsibility on
Exactly.
handling of that data. This is something too, like that has been said for many businesses where people are uploading sensitive financials and business information to these platforms as well, you know? And now there's enterprise, solutions for some of these, but like a lot of businesses aren't using that. They're just using their
Right.
$20 a month chat GPT and people are uploading
Right.
like, hey, here's our last year of performance.
Oh,
Review this for me.
performance. How do we
Yeah.
do better? Yeah.
Yeah.
My problem with it is too, it's like, okay, if you want to do that with a business, you can like download things in a spreadsheet and scrape some of the data, right? But you're talking like freaking, I mean, and we've heard of this, right? We've heard of people uploading their full credit reports and asking ChatGPT how to make their credit better, right? That was a trend last year that people were doing. Don't give these tools information that can be used against you, your account numbers, your place of employment, your social security number. This None of that stuff is safe. If you want to give a general idea of how much you make and how much you have in your bank account and whatever and talk to it in like hypotheticals, fine. But uploading every credit card statement you have, every bank statement you have, that you're handing over literally your life to a tool that we know is insecure because none of them are, and you're giving all that data to the government. It's like they all are in cahoots with the government. So this is where you get, are you like, this is where it's going to be interesting, like, will that affect when you apply for benefits? Maybe if somebody has to apply for, assistance or VA benefits
Yeah.
or social security benefits, like, does it affect you? It's because, why wouldn't we assume that it would? you know just like we said, like, they're starting to do digital IDs, and that's going to become a thing. Nothing
Whatever
good
the
is going
worst
to
case
happen from that.
scenario is that you can think of, just assume that's what's coming.
Right.
What is a way for the government to watch you more and have more control and then find a way to tax you more? You
Yeah.
know, that's
And I
what
mean,
they're
I
going to
just
do
don't
with
know.
it. And to
I am
protect
baffled by the
people.
whole thing, you know?
People just willing to get over. I think it's fascinating. People have to ask ChatGPT how to improve my credit score. Hey, here you go.
Right.
Pay your bills and
Right.
don't crazy in debt.
Yeah.
It's not a formula. I don't know. What do you want ChatGPT to tell you?
Yeah.
Hey, that revolving credit card that you haven't paid on for 6 years, that's in default or whatever, you pay that. I understand if you've
I
had
mean,
financial difficulties, we've all been there, you know, but like it's
yeah.
not a mystery why your credit score
Right.
might be bad,
Right.
you know. I think that's funny. And this kind of stuff people ask ChatGPT too. I was working over the weekend on a landing page again for a new ad we're running, and just 6 hours of a problem with a pixel for Meta.
Yeah.
And it was running me around, and it's like, oh, you know what? You're right. And then finally I figured it out.
Yeah.
And then Chat or Claude tried to take credit
Yeah.
for that. And like, okay, we got this
No,
done.
you're
What do
like,
you want to work on
no.
next? I'm like, what do you mean we?
No.
What's this
Yeah, you're
we?
like,
You didn't
excuse
do anything.
you.
Yeah, you're right. And then it's always does that. You're right. I ran you around in circles when I should have known
Yeah.
from the beginning. Yes.
Well, my
Yes, you should have. I thought
ChatGPT,
you know all of this. Oh,
my ChatGPT
it's
told
gotten
me
so bad.
my ChatGPT told me that it gave me like some super incorrect information that I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, this is way off. And it literally said, like, oh yeah, let's make sure, because I kind of cuss at my ChatGPT, so I'd feel like it's adopted my language to talk back to me. And I showed this to you. It was like, so that you don't get screwed over again. Let me do blah blah. And
Yeah.
I was like, you're the one that screwed me over by giving me false information. That made me laugh
Yeah, it
so
was
hard. I'm
you.
like, this is freaking
Right.
ridiculous. Yep.
Oh, I
I was
love
like,
it
"What are you
when,
talking about?"
because on Claude, they tell you on either one, work within a project, right? So that you
Yeah,
can keep all of your information together and it has all of the reference data. And it doesn't,
yeah,
because Claude will be like, okay, so because one of the things I like the websites that Claude puts together. I like
yeah.
it. I like the
It does a
websites,
good
the
job.
HTML. It's
It
pretty
does a very
easy.
good job.
It's
Yeah,
not meant for super high level things, but for landing pages that you want to make quick, I like them,
right.
you know? So then Claude's like, can you show me an example of a previous page? What? Yes. All the previous ones we've done in this
All
project, you
the
friggin'
like,
moron.
yeah, all the ones that are
Oh,
in the
you're
chat,
right.
like all the way up,
I should have
scroll up.
checked.
It's
I
it's
should have checked before
frustrating.
I answered. That's on me. I
Right.
know it's on you. Stop saying crap like that. I
I
know.
hate
You're
I've been having
terrible.
to I've been having to retrain my chat because it does this thing where, like, if I ask it a question and I'll be like, okay, generate this image for me if I need something for an email real quick. And it will generate an image for me. And I'll be like, okay, but can you make this tweak or whatever? And then it will give me an essay. Like, it will legitimately write like 4
I
paragraphs
know.
worth
Yeah.
of text that I don't ever read. And I'm just like, and then it will be like, just say go and I'll change the image as you said. Just change the dang thing. Like, stop writing me
Yeah, okay,
essays.
yeah, it just did that
Yeah.
for me too. I was using it. The new chat image generator, they've done a very good job with too. Like, I like
Yeah.
it. And I probably only like it because it does look different than like, because otherwise I was using Gemini and Nano Banana for
Yeah.
images. But so Claude's now, or I'm sorry, ChatGPT's one looks different. So I probably like it for that just because it's kind of different right now. But yeah, I'm like, okay, well, it gave me one, but it had like this weird copy on it. I'm like, oh, I didn't ask for that. Redo it without that. And then it gave me this
Yeah.
thing. It's like, here's why that will work. I'm like, yes, I know. Do what I told you to do.
Yeah.
And it was like a sixth thing. Yeah, like reason one, reason two, reason three. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Is this? Are you wasting my paid usage doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you driving that up? Like, what the heck is the
Probably.
point of
I
that
mean,
response that you gave me?
probably it's really interesting too that like I don't know. Somebody also said that Claude has started to kind of like crawl through the Chrome browser and like look at all your browsing history. And I don't know if that's true. I didn't have time to look that up, but I just think it's starting to like these tools are generally speaking starting to get dumber. And I think the reason that they're starting
Yeah.
to get dumber is because they learn off of the content that's out there on the internet, whether that be written content,
Mhm.
image, video, whatever it is, right? They're not actually intelligent. It's like when you ask it to generate an image for you, it's generating that image in in the likeness of other images it finds on the internet, right? Like that were done by actual designers. It and it's the same way that it writes copy because it trained on, all the books without any licensing.
Yeah.
So I think that it's getting dumber, Mike, because it's learning from itself now, right? It's been a couple of years. We've all actively been using it. We've been producing nothing but AI generated copy for captions. Oh my God, just like look at LinkedIn for captions. They're horrible. Everybody is using AI. And so I think now AI is just learning from itself. So it's generating all the images are similar, it's generating all the similar content, it all sounds the same. The tools are now starting to sound the same. Big tell from like a big tell from Chat GPT in copy was always that it would say like blah blah and honestly you were right to do that, right? And now you see Claude say that and Gemini say that. So like they're learning from other AI content that's out there. And God bless it, everybody's just used AI for like the last 12 months to put content out. So it's just learning from itself. Like it's getting dumber, I think. But
Possible for an AI to have a stroke? Because I think you've had one, you know? But
yeah.
I blame all of you Chat GPT refugees for ruining Claude
Yeah.
because Claude used to be great. And then all of you got mad at Chat GPT and all of you came over and then it got stupid. And I
Yeah.
blame all the Chat GPT people. Honestly.
I mean, I don't,
You know, it's gotten so bad,
yeah,
where
it really has
I
gotten so
asked
bad.
it yesterday about I wanted to look so an ad type on a 322 ad. And it's a type of ad where it's dynamic and it allows for creative testing within an ad. So it's three pieces of two two primary text, two headline, and then we'll automatically the that tests out different formats, what works best, right? So I was asking Claude, and I do them occasionally here and there with different brands and in our stuff. So I was saying something to Claude. I'm like, what do you think for this product we're going to offer? I'm like, compare the options for me of just running like your standard ad set versus a 322. And, tell me about a 322. I'm like, what?
What? That's really weird. Oh, we lost Mike again. This is not a good day for Mike's internet connection or Riverside or streaming. So y'all get stuck with me every few minutes. I don't know. Maybe we should probably end this live. Because we have a ton to say about AI and we've said a ton about AI on our podcast and we've talked about it from the ethical standpoint in every single way. And we've talked about different changes as things have kind of morphed and evolved and rules have started applying and other service industries have started using AI. And yeah, so I don't know. We're not fans. Mike, I was saying that maybe we should wrap up our live. I almost wanted to say our podcast because I'm so used to doing this as a podcast. I was saying maybe we should wrap it up and
Oh my
let
gosh.
let your internet reset or something. You might need to plug it out, like unplug and plug back in.
I think it's Riverside, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So, okay, yes, we'll wrap. We've done painful work here today. So, all right, everybody, thank you very much
I've
for
talked
tuning in
a
if you
lot.
did.
I feel bad for the people. Bye.